I just watched that last video back and I realized I did exactly the same thing there. I keep doing this. It's like I do the calculations right in my head, but for some reason I say the wrong words when I say it. I paid 43,000 for the quarter share of the house. And I didn't, so I paid, and then I said I paid 4,000 more. No, I didn't pay 4,000 more, I paid 3,000 more, but for some reason, I don't know, the numbers just seem to, I know what I'm saying in my head, and then when I'm watching it back, I end up saying different numbers to what I thought I was saying, and yeah, but I know people who invested huge amounts of money in a property in the past, they would have been making all the interest on the rent. And when I said I'm making an extra 1,000, not 2,500 each year, that's only that's only on that quarter share. So I'm making 2,500 on the other quarter share that I bought in 2019, and then I'm now going to make an extra 2,000. But if I would have bought it back then, I couldn't have afforded it within the first year or two, but I would have been able to afford it probably around 2021. I probably would have been able to afford to buy a quarter then. So that's when I would have hoped to buy it. So not only, and I probably would have still got it at the same price, which would have been the quarter of the 150.45 plus the 15,000 that we put into renovating it. So I would have put a quarter of that, the 15,000 into it as well, which would have been around 160. So I was planning on doing that. But if I had have done that, then I would have also been making £2,500 every year for the last 4 years. That would have been added up to 8,000. So not only would I have paid less than what I've paid into, because I only bought this other quarter share in March 2025. But yeah, if I would have bought it 5 years ago, not only would I have made £8,000 in the extra rent money, I would have also paid less than what I paid now, but because I paid more. But yeah, I'm trying to think about the future, and I don't know how long people are going to ignore me for, but yeah, I don't really want to be buying another 10%, because my sister's going to be selling it to me as 10% of 180, which is 20,000 more than what it was back then. And okay, probably the housing market probably has gone up 20,000 more, but really housing market is shit, because you can pay 145 for a property that needs no work, and then you can find that across the road there's a property being sold for 135 that needs about £25,000 worth of renovation. And so not only have you had to spend months and months doing the renovation, losing the rent that you could have made from it, you also spent the money on the renovation, and your property might not even be as nice, and therefore you really have to be careful with the property market, because yeah, I knew the property was going up, and I know Sophie will always be worth more than this one, because she's got a massive garden, but it's a front garden. You can't really do much with that, but you can have, if you wanted to have like 3 car parks in the front, or if you wanted to have a whole nother house, that's a possibility, having like a low decked annex property at the front. If you wanted to do that, you can do. So I think Sophie's would always be and it's a 3-bedroom, this is a 2-bedroom, but technically I think the size is the same, because I have 2 large bedrooms, whereas that property has 1 large bedroom and then 2 tiny bedrooms that are basically just half the size of my large bedroom. I have a walk-in wardrobe. That one doesn't have a walk-in wardrobe, and so I think it's about the same size. But yeah, it's got a real large front. But I'm when I watch this and I start talking about maths, for some reason I often seem to say the numbers wrong, and it's just weird, because it's like, I'm pretty sure I did the right calculation in my head. So how come when I've spoken it, how come I started saying the wrong words? Saying, it's £3,000 more. Then I paid £3,000 more than what I would have paid. So that means I saved £4,000. No, I didn't. I mean, that's I see. I don't know. I don't know why I keep doing this. It's like I talk, and the words that I don't mean to say or words that I didn't mean to say seem to come out my mouth, and I don't know. I don't know why I keep doing that.